welcome to Ahsa Lifestyle. I have a special package here, and I've been waiting for this package for a long time. Alhamdulillah, I'm going to open it in front of everyone and then you can see what's inside. You probably know what it is by the title. Okay, so opening the bag, and as you can see, the name written on the Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G. So looks good. Got some leaflets here. Read through them later. Right, and I got my SIM here. Leave that on the side. So time to reveal the phone. There you go. It's a big phone compared to the phone that I have now, which is recording this video. So the one I have now currently is the S10, and it's just a basic model, and it's got 4K, but this one has got 8K. So my wife wanted something really good for video and photo, right? So for thumbnails and video recording, we looked at so many different phones, and at the end it came down to the S21 Ultra or the Apple iPhone 12 Pro. So as you can see, it's quite a heavy phone compared to the one that we have now, right? So with the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, you only get a USB wire, so the socket you have to buy extra, and then you get the pin, right, to take out the SIM and the SIM card, and that's all you get with the S21 Ultra. So I have played around with the phone, and I've set everything up for my phone. So the fingerprint, and the last phone I had from Samsung was the S10, which is the phone that I'm using to record the S21 Ultra. So the S10 was a very good phone, and it records in 4K. And this also, this is 4K capability with not just 4K but 8K as well. And this phone that I've bought is specifically for my vlogging, the YouTube videos. Now the specification of this beautiful phone. Now the Samsung, the Note phones are always large phones, right? Also this is an S21, but it's also a large phone, and so this phone is 5G ready, right? And the body is it's a glass front, right? Gorilla screen, and which is always with the Samsung, and so it's on the side it's a single and dual SIM, right? And it's dust and water resistant, right? Yeah. And But remember that the water resistant is only up to 1.5 meter for 30 minutes. Now I didn't know that until I was reading the specifications, right, that you can only take this phone up to 1.5 meter deep into water, right? So you have to be careful, right? If you think that you're going to take it more than 1.5 meter underwater, and then your S21 Ultra, which is over £1,000 phone, so it's a very expensive phone, right? And the display is a dynamic AMOLED 2 times. It's a 120 Hertz refresh rate. So it's a beautiful screen. It's a very vibrant, beautiful screen, right? Yeah, and the resolution is 1440 by 3200 pixels, right? Yeah, so it's a very high resolution, and the memory options that you get with this phone is you get 128 gigabyte with a 12 gigabyte RAM, right? Which is the one that I have, right? So this is this is a 128 gigabyte phone memory with a 12 gigabyte RAM. So now the thing is, right, that before with Samsung phones you could add extra memory card, right? But you can't now, right? It doesn't allow you to add extra memory. Right? That's the downside to it for all YouTubers with the Samsung phones now. So they've gone in line with the Apple phones, so they've stopped certain things, right? So what you have to do is, so you got 128 gigabyte, right, which is the one I have, right? And then you have the 256 gigabyte one with a 12 gigabyte RAM, and then you have the 512 gigabyte memory with a 12 gigabyte RAM. Yeah, so you can buy the 12 gigabyte or the 512 gigabyte with a 16 gigabyte RAM, right? So what I would do is, yeah, as a YouTuber, vlogging, you would get the 512 gigabyte if you have the money, right? So with me, I've been restricted with how much I spend, right? So you have to be looking at your wallet, how much money you have, how much your outgoings you have. So I've set this up on a £40 contract, right, monthly, and this is on a 128 gigabyte memory. Yeah. So this is one of the big points for YouTubers, the memory of the phone. So I would get the 12 gigabyte, right? And the main camera for this phone is 108 megapixel. So one of the reasons why I've got this is because of the camera, right? So I was comparing the Apple iPhone 12, right, with this, and I've still found the S21 Ultra camera to be the better one, right? So you got so many different angles, right? You can take the pictures, and so the main camera is a 108 megapixel wide screen, right? And then you have the 10 megapixel periscope, and then you have the 10 megapixel telephoto and the 12 megapixel ultra wide, right? So you have different cameras here, and you only have to look at the back, right? And look at this, right? So this is a mammoth of a phone, right? So for everyone vlogging, right, I would say out of all the phones out there now, right, this is the better of the phones. Yeah. And now coming to the video, which is another important, the most important part of a vlogger, is the video recording, right? So this records in 8K, but at 24 frames per second, right? 8K. But the problem you have with the 8K is, again, it takes up a lot of memory, right? So you have to be careful how much memory you have, and this comes down to the version of the phone that you get, right? If you get the 512 gigabyte memory, then it's fine with recording with 8K. But if you get the 128 gigabyte, then you wouldn't record in 8K, because it will easily 2-3 minutes of recording will take so much space. But the main one is the 4K, at which you can record at 30 frames per second, or you can record at 60 frames per second. Now the thing is, I record at 4K, right? And all my videos now are at 4K. Yeah? And you can check out the quality of my videos in the last vlogs that I have done. Now the selfie camera is at 40 megapixels widescreen, right? Yeah. So you probably see me do selfie videos, right? But now the thing is, camera, right, even at 40 megapixel is very good. So 40 megapixel, right, is very good, recording. So, and even on the selfie camera, you can record in video 4K, right? So you can record in 4K either at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, right? So now the thing is, right, that to note is that if you're using a microphone, now I've done a video on this before, right, where I've tried to put a Rode microphone in, and the thing is that with this, it doesn't have a 3.5 meter jack, right? So now you have a problem there, that if you want to use a Rode microphone, that I've made a video about this, that if you want to put a microphone into this phone, yeah, what you need to do. So you need to go and look at the video that I've made on putting a microphone into your S21 Ultra, and the problems that I've had, and how I rectified everything, and what I bought, right, in order to sort the problems. So if you go and look at that video that I've done previously. Now the thing is, right, that the main reason why I bought this phone is for vlogging, right? And I found out this is the best phone to use for vlogging. The latest phone out now is Galaxy Z Fold 3. It's a fancy phone, foldable. It's the same processor as the S21 Ultra. There's two versions, but the 512 gigabyte one has only 12 gigabyte RAM, whereas the S21 Ultra, you have 16 gigabyte RAM. And it's a triple camera. The main camera is 12 megapixel compared to the S21 Ultra's 108 megapixel camera. And the video capability is only 4K, not 8K. And the selfie is only 10 megapixels. So there's a big difference. And the S21 Ultra is ultimately the best phone of the year 2021.